One of the biggest fears that we have is the fear of change. The biggest change that we can make that is the scariest is a change of home. To go from a place where we grew up and learnt about ourselves, made many friends, it's never easy to depart from that. But there is nothing wrong with admitting that a change will be for the better. I moved into this city over 7 years ago and admittedly I didn't know what to expect out of it. In the end, this city is responsible for making me the person I am today. 7 years can seem long but also can seem short, especially in comparison to growing up in a hometown for about 18. But every year serves a purpose, no matter if it's good or bad. Like me, the city itself had changed. It definitely wasn't the city I once knew back at the start of 2005. For one, it's a city that got affected by the recession. Shops have changed. Entertainment is gone. More and more people are invited to come in. And while the city keeps changing, it still remains a great part of history. But also it will remain part of a big personal history for me. This is the city where I got a degree. This is the city where I grew up. This is the city that made me feel prepared. But what led to the end? Change. The change wasn't the city. The change wasn't me. The change was the fact that dreams were turning into memories. There is still much more to do, and unfortunately, it is time to part ways and make a change, but all for the better. I won't look back at this city in vain because it is too precious to me. And at the same time, I won't regret the change and the decision of having to move out of it. Change is always a scary thing, but we must embrace it, even if it means having to change the place you once called home. But like the saying goes, home is where the heart is, and my heart lies somewhere else. Now it is time for other people to take my place, for my tale is ended and theirs is only just beginning. We fear the change that we have about ourselves, but we don't think about the change that we affect the areas around us. Taking yourself away from things that are less than familiar, breaking away from that regular routine to start a new one, making yourself grow and evolve, passing with time and passing with age. While I leave for my own reasons, people will come in for theirs, full of joy, full of enthusiasm, feeling the same way that I did when I first came. And I don't fault them for that. I don't fault them for staying, I don't fault them for going. For this is life and change is always going to happen. And I hope to those that I leave behind and those that will take my place that they find as good a success that I have. That they find themselves and they continue to grow. Because this is a good city. And it deserves the people like you. It's a shame we won't be able to meet or see each other again at this point. But I know this city will do you good. So good fair city. While you have served me well, it is time to part ways. I'm sure we'll see each other again, but for now, I have one thing to say. Goodbye.